And thanks to him securing funding from the Knight Foundation, we were able to start this project called Launch Grand Forks. Tonight's event, Launching the Loft, is to kick off that event, which is a survey, the first phase of this project. This project, our hopes are to get this survey, not just Grand Forks, not just East Grand Forks, but all the way up through Walsh County, and there's Marshall County, Grafton, we've got some people in Devil's Lake that have taken it through Crookston and what other directions am I missing? Mayville. So pretty much everywhere around this area, getting them to figure out as a region, what is it that we're lacking? What is it that we have that people need to be made aware of that we already have? So it's going to be basically, what do we need to market better that we already have? And what do we need to get to help keep these people here, help bring them back, and basically retain?
My name is Keith Lund, as mentioned, with the Grand Forks Region Economic Development Corporation. The mission of the Economic Development Corporation is to increase the quality and quantity of career opportunities for the citizens of Grand Forks Region, and we do that by supporting primary sector companies, helping them expand and hopefully attract new businesses to the region. The number one criteria for the companies that we talk to is access to talent. The companies, when making investment decisions whether they're going to grow or come here, need to understand they're going to have access to people. The Grand Forks region is very strong when it comes to attracting 18 to 25-year-olds, and that makes a lot of sense from the presence of strong institutions of higher education, University of North Dakota, Northland Community Technical College, and Mayville State College. But the region does not do as well in attracting and retaining the 25 to 40-year-old demographic, and particularly 25 to 35-year-olds. The EDC recognizes in order to perform at our maximum potential in terms of population and business growth, that we need to do much better in this area. The Grand Forks region is very fortunate to have a partner in the Knight Foundation, as Tricia mentioned. They've supported many very important initiatives in the Grand Forks region, and we were very fortunate that they recognized the importance of this challenge and actually provided funding to support the project that we're kicking off. Thanks to the support of many, many people, we're pleased to bring back Next Generation Consulting and Rebecca Ryan to our community. We're excited to have Rebecca and her organization help us better understand what the Grand Forks region does well when it comes to being attractive to young professionals, and help us craft a message that resonates with them. We're equally excited to understand the areas in which we can improve the region's attractiveness to develop strategies to address these areas. And this is only the first step in a series of sessions to help dream and design a great future for the Grand Forks region. Please help me in welcoming Rebecca Ryan.
What's up, y'all?
What's up?
Ooh, I feel like I'm doing a set at the Improv or something. I'm gonna throw one of these picks off later. I'm not sure. It's great to be back in Grand Forks. How many were we together? Anybody was with me a year and a half ago when we had that thing in the round? Yes?
Yes.
Wasn't it fun to see Governor Hoeven do like this the whole time? Because after I spoke, he had to speak, and he was trying to talk in the round, and he had to keep turning around, and I was worried he was going to fall over from being dizzy. Anyway, listen, the reason we are back, my colleague Marty Kunish right here with Coca-Cola in his hand, he'll be switching that to beer later. The reason we're here is to help you guys get a sense of what it's going to take to attract and retain young professionals to the Grand Forks region. And I know some of you are like, duh, jobs, Rebecca. But that's really not enough, because there are jobs all over the world. But there are only a few communities that are having an in-migration of young people. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, I'm only in my 20s or I'm only in my 30s. What do I really have to offer? And I want to share that you have a lot to offer. About 6 years ago, I was sitting in a group of about this many people in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which I've heard all the jokes, about Laverne and Shirley and all that stuff. I've heard them all. And there were a few young professionals who came together and said, listen, if we're going to make a mark on this city, we've got to start making a mark on this city. And we made one commitment to each other, and that was that none of us were going to diss Milwaukee anymore. We were not going to buy into the cheddarhead jokes and the bratwurst jokes and all the bad things that people would say about Milwaukee. We were going to be positive about the city. And then the other thing that we did was we said we're not going to wait for the mayor or the city fathers and mothers to tell us, now it's your chance to lead. We said, what can we do together that would be huge for the community? And we did a series of things. I'll give you one quick example. Milwaukee got a terrible mark as being the most segregated city, the most racist city in America. And we said, we've got to do something about that. So we held a huge conversation. Over 400 people came to this conversation to talk about whether Milwaukee really deserved its reputation as being a racist community. And out of that came one small idea that has helped transform young professionals' experience in Milwaukee, and that one small idea was this. For many of us, the last time we sat across from somebody who was different than us was in college, and we were all out of college now, and our groups were becoming more and more homogenous. And so we made a commitment that we would all have dinner with somebody who was different from us. And a series of diversity dinners started around the city of Milwaukee. That was 5 years ago now. This has turned into a council, a diversity council, that is one of the things that On Milwaukee, which is an online blog for Milwaukee, has said has been one of the 10 most important things that have happened in Milwaukee in the last decade. So I share that with you tonight because as young professionals, Lord knows we know how to Twitter and network. We know how to hook up with others online. And now we are launching an opportunity for you to be very skillful and very intentional in saying what it's going to take to keep you and attract more people like you. There's in chemistry, I don't know if any of you are chemistry majors, but you can take a sugar cube and you can take a match. And that sugar cube is energy. That's what sugar is energy, it's calories. And you can take that match, which is potential energy. And you can try to light that match and put it against that raw sugar cube and nothing will happen. You will burn through 1 match, 2 match, 3 matches. But when you put a little bit of an agent on the top of that sugar cube, let's say you put some tobacco on the top of that sugar cube, you light that next match of potential and that sugar cube will go up in a flame. We have seen in communities that have engaged their young professionals in helping build the vision for the future of the community, those young professionals are the agent that make that match go wild. So there are actually 2 things that I want you to think about doing based on tonight. One is, of course, to take the survey. You can do it here, but we also have a website that you can go to, launchgrandforks.blogspot.com, and you can go there and take the survey. But the other thing that you can do is be thoughtful about whether you're the kind of person who wants to contribute their ideas, contribute their talent in a meaningful way to the future of this community. Because if you're one of those people, then the Greater Grand Forks Young Professionals Group is probably for you. This is the community that wakes up every day thinking about how we can better connect to each other as young professionals, right? Because there aren't a whole ton of us here, but how can we connect to each other? And how can we help make this community even better? So, you are the agents. You're that little bit of tobacco on top of that sugar cube that can make this thing flare and flash so that 5 years from now, 10 years from now, people are saying, remember when we all got together up at the Loft and we talked about starting to do some small things a little bit differently? That's the night I joined the YP group, or that's the night that I took the survey. Tonight is step 1. Marty and I and one of our other colleagues will be back throughout the course of this project, and when we're done, we will roll out the recommendations that we think can help take Grand Forks from good to great. From being a very good place for you to raise your family, put down roots, date, to being a great place to do that. So we are here with you. Marty and I are going to be available. We'll stay until almost the last beer has been finished. But please think about putting some of your time and investment into the Greater Grand Forks Young Professionals, and by all means take this survey, forward it to friends. If you've got people who don't live here anymore, send it to them. We want to know why they left. We want to know if they would think about coming back. But we right here, this is the group that can help the fire catch. So I want to thank you for coming out tonight.